I want to go back and talk about Aakhon Dekhi for a second. While the story, the concept, exceptional.
Absolutely. I think the way Ankhon Dekhi is close to my heart, there has not been any other film after that or before that. I've been writing poetry since I was 10. Um, when I moved to Bombay, I was doing cinema, and I always had this dream that, somehow I'll be part of films which are really meaningful, which are bringing a change in the society. I was missing middle-aged stories. Like, you have so many films and shows coming about young people because they're more vocal, they're talking about it. There was missing many love stories about men or women in their middle age.
All right, today we are joined by Taranjit Kaur. You might know her from the critically acclaimed role in Aakhon Dekhi. She's also a spinner of words. She's one of my favorite poetesses. We are very excited to have this chat. Welcome, Taranjit.
Thank you. Thanks, Purva.
I think the first thing that I want to know about is the art that's at hand, that's at play right now. Tell me more about the play that you're starring in. It's Chai Queens.
Yes, so The Chai Queens is a play very close to my heart because I launched my production house, The Forbidden Productions, with this play. I've been acting since I was 15, but I always wanted to have a traveling company, and the play happened because of a lot of people. It's always like you say, it takes a village to raise a child. So it takes a whole team to build a play, the director, the actor, the co-writer. So all of us got together, and the play's been traveling for the last 1 year. It opened in Europe last year in Prague, won a lot of awards. Wow. Then it was invited to UK at Colchester Fringe. Now it's going to two major festivals in Italy in the coming year. And we are opening at the first ever Mumbai Fringe on the 13th. Yeah.
That is exceptionally exciting. You know, speaking of queer representation, because we see a little bit of it in the play, I'd like to know, we have a couple examples at hand. We had Margarita with a Straw briefly. We have now Konkana Sen Sharma in Accused. Is there anything about male queer representation that differs from female queer representation?
I would not say, I mean, how can it differ just because of the gender? I think gender is just the identity you take. For me, more than the gender, it's important because I'm at a stage, I have crossed 40. I was missing middle-aged stories. Like, you have so many films and shows coming about young people because they're more vocal, they're talking about it. There was missing many love stories about men or women in their middle age. So I wanted to address that, and I just wanted to make it pure love story without getting into the angle of, any specific how you are identifying, how you just feel pure love towards another person.
Right. That's very, very interesting. That leads me to the other thing that's going around right now, which is Shabad, Reet or Riwaaz. I want to know everything about it from your mouth.
Okay, Shabad Rito Riwaaz is a show based in Punjab and is just released on Z5, doing exceptionally well. It's basically a drama about a conflict between a father and son. Father who is a Shabad singer in the Gurdwara, he's a Ragi, and a son who wants to be a footballer. And why the show is so important to me, because it's the first time I'm playing an authentic Punjabi, and it's the kind of family I'm brought up in, seeing my parents, my grandparents sing Shabads, and I play a very important character of the mother, who's like, mothers are always a balancing force, they are like the communication between the father and the children, and always trying to keep everybody happy. But also this woman, Manjot, has a very strong backbone. Like when she has to take a stand for the children, or when she has to confront the husband when he's going wrong, she takes a stand, and then she doesn't back out. So it's very empowering, and at the same time, trying to tell the next generation to sort of somewhere create a balance. Right. And it's basically about the intergenerational conflict.
Right. That's very, very interesting. So where did this journey start? Did it start for you with theatre, or did it start with acting early on?
Yeah, so it did start basically with theatre. I was 15, 16. I was very fortunate. I was growing up in Chandigarh. My sister Ramanjeet, she was already doing theatre. So she joined a drama company with Neelam Man Singh, who's a very renowned Padam Shri awardee. And I was fortunate to get to work with her. And with the very first play, we were traveling to UK for 40 days. We were in Festival d'Avignon, very big festivals around the world. And after I moved to Bombay, I think that was something I was missing in the last few years. I was working in films as well as theatre, but I wasn't traveling enough. So that's how this whole dream of starting a play which you can travel with around the world that started. And it's really, yeah, I'm thankful to the universe. But I want to add here that for me, it's so important for an actor or an artist to be trained and as much time you can spend. So every time I'm not shooting, even now, last couple of months, I've been like rehearsing every single day. So it's just so important to, work on your craft because it takes you a very long way.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, very well said. I want to go back and talk about Aakhon Dekhi for a second. While the story, the concept, exceptional, the casting of the movie is something that people cannot stop talking about as well, right? Because it's just something that stays with you. I want to know, is there something from the set or the people that you worked with that you took away that you still look back on?
Absolutely. I think the way Aakhon Dekhi is close to my heart, there has not been any other film after that or before that. And it's also got to do the kind of atmosphere Rajat created on the set. So we were not given any vanity vans. There was no formal makeup, hair artists. We were almost like a theatre company. So the house was on 3 floors, ground floor, first floor was the green rooms and the second was the set. So every time there was a break in the shoot, we were just all chilling in the rooms below. So we just bonded so well that now even after 12, 13 years, whether it's Seema Pava, Sanjay Mishra, all of us like one close-knit family. And secondly, I'll again say because most of them are all coming from theatre. So the theatre background has helped, bring the film to where it is because all the actors are so well trained and so good in their craft. But yes, that film really holds a very special place.
Absolutely. In yours, but as well as for us as an audience, that film is truly, truly special. You know, a lot of your poetry, I want to talk about your poetry now because I am a fan. I used to love watching you on Unerased because back in the day, I would just go to YouTube and type poetry. And I found you, and that was just one video after another because I was like, I love this artist, right? So, a lot of your poetry is women centric. It discusses societal issues that others might find uncomfortable, discussing. It makes me think of art as a gentler form of resistance. But I want to know, as an artist, do you look at it that way? Is your art a way of putting up the good fight?
I would say I've been writing poetry since I was 10. When I moved to Bombay, I was doing cinema and I always had this dream that, somehow I'll be part of films which are really meaningful, which are bringing a change in the society. Like my father said that you've come on this, in this universe with a purpose and you must identify your mission, why you've come here. Somehow that was not happening with films. And when Anirez launched Anirez Poetry, I think it was giving a platform to artists that performing on the stage, you can reach millions around the world. Like the first poem, I'm Not a Virgin, it has more than 5 million views. So yes, it is a form of resistance because I think you cannot separate your art from your politics. So you have to be vocal. And what are the things that I can't say as an actor in films because the script is written by the writer is what I'm trying to say through my poetry. And if I can empower one more man or woman or non-binary, I think I'll be very happy.
Wow, wow. I love that answer. There's quite a few things written about brotherhood and male friendships, and they often are painted in the lens of, being unproblematic and supportive, as opposed to perhaps sisterhood, which is a little more solemn. It's a little more, oh, women are out for each other's peace. But I want to know, where do you think this lesser image of sisterhood comes from, as opposed to brotherhood, in cinema especially?
I think probably we are missing the stories that are being told by the female gaze. Like we need many more writers and DOPs and directors, women, because if you calculate the percentage, I was couple of years ago, I was in Cannes Film Festival, and there's a group called She Cans, where they were trying to find a balance. What is the proportion of female directors to the male directors? So we do need more female stories, more stories of sisterhood, friendship, and that's what this play, The Chai Queens, I'm addressing it. It brings. It talks about a female friendship and how beautiful, how fun, how empowering, and how you can be an emotional anchor for another person. So yes, I think we need more women-oriented stories.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you've said it. This is a great segue into my next question, which is what is the female gaze according to you? How would you define it?
I would just say a female gaze is when you're able to look into a story, tell a story from the perspective of a female, how she's feeling. I'm not saying that men cannot do that. They can. I know very strong male personalities in my life who are beautifully able to tell women's stories, but yes, might not have equal representation for women. And I think the nuances, a couple of years ago I made a short film, and if you look at that, the nuances that come when a woman is writing, a woman is depicting, and a woman is directing, it's somehow really beautiful.
Right, right. Which brings me to my next question because you brought up, knowing men like this, knowing men that are not against the cause but for it and with it to a large degree. What is it like being a boy mom in today's world? And what would you say to other boy moms?
I think as a mother, we play the most significant role. If you have a son, not because you don't have to say to your daughters, but somehow the kind of environment we are living in, the kind of crime that has gone high, not only in India, but across all over the globe. It's so important to tell your son to, respect boundaries, to understand consent, like have these small conversations. Like if you look at my poetry, I have a poem where I'm talking to my son about telling him about boundaries. I try to narrate it in a funny way, but it's just important to have those conversations on a day-to-day basis, and that's the significant role you are playing as a mother in shaping up the future of the society.
Right, yeah, yeah, amazing. If there's any international series or movie that you could be a part of, recent, old, doesn't matter, which one would it be and why?
Uh, wow, am I going blank? I think Reindeer.
Okay.
I would, because I think Reindeer and Fleabag are the series I'm most inspired. Fleabag is I totally identify with. Reindeer, because both of them are coming from theatre. Both of them wrote their plays, acted, directed, took their plays to Edinburgh and got picked up from Netflix. So I think it's very inspirational for me as an actor.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I got excited when you mentioned Fleabag because
Yes.
I love
Isn't
Phoebe
she
Waller.
amazing?
Yes. Oh,
Absolutely.
brilliant. Absolutely. I'm someone that reads quite a bit, and it scares me to think that in perhaps like another 5 years, I could read a book written entirely by AI and not know that it's been written so. So, as an artist, I want to know what are your thoughts on just the place that AI is taking up in the world?
Well, I think if we use AI for the betterment of the society, for how it can help, like you're making a presentation and it can help you make it quickly, or you're making a PowerPoint or an email, that's how it is. But where the nuances of a human being, like, when you're writing, when you're creating something, when you're writing a script, or there being ads made by AI, I think that is just taking away the human touch. So if we use it for the benefit of going forward, then definitely, but it should not take away the work from people.
Absolutely, yeah, makes sense. It's Women's Day soon. I guess I only have one question about it. What is something that you think men need to learn to do like a woman?
I have a poem released very soon.
Wow.
It's called Superwoman.
Okay.
But it's actually, I'm not a superwoman. And all it talks about is that, we don't have to be a superwoman. We can just delegate the work. Let's not try to be I can do work and I can manage the house and the kids and everything. Let's just all be dividing the work. Let the men also learn something, not only just to make tea. You know, let's cook together, let's lay the table, let's clean the house together. And it's so beautiful when you have a partner. Like, I would give credit to my husband. Not that he came from a space where he already knew, but he's very beautifully learned to adapt. And, you know, we divide our responsibilities, especially when there are guests coming over. And it's so much more fun doing things together. Like, it should not always be the woman who wants to do it. So whether it's your children, women, like, or husband, like, let's just divide.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, last question. Uh, Uncomfortable conversations, I feel like, is something that as a kid, especially as a young girl, you're asked to stay away from or not start, at least. But watching you and your poems early on gave me that confidence where I was like, wait, I think like this too, but why not say it, right? So I just want to hear it from you. I want you to give a message to all the young girls watching right now about times where they feel like they want to stand up but they can't because they're scared of being shunned or being told that, you know, you're disrupting the peace. Just words from you.
Well, I honestly, I wouldn't say that you always have to stand up every time there's something going wrong, like if you're touched, you're abused, or someone saying wrong. Because I also understand sometimes as humans, whether you're a man, woman, or non binary, sometimes you're stunned, like you're speechless. You lose your voice. But it's important to let that moment pass and then talk to somebody. I mean, if you have the strength to take a step right there, that there's nothing like it. But even if you have to confide in someone, just don't hold too much together. For me, it took years to come out and talk about my experiences that happened in childhood. So I said, don't suppress, don't hold on to things, just share. Whether you want to share it verbally, now you have social media, you have platforms, or in your writing, or just talk to your friend, talk to your mother, talk to someone.
Right. Wow, that was amazing. For the last time, I just want you to tell us where we can catch the Chai Queens in Bombay. And
Yes, first of all, Mumbai Fringe is happening for the first time in India. Fringe Festival is happening, and it's from the 12th to the 15th. 11th is the opening out. Please go buy the tickets. There are amazing shows coming from all across the world. And Chai Queens is happening from 13th, 14th, 15th at different timings. Go to book my show, come in huge numbers. It's a beautiful, beautiful story of female friendship of two women, and I am sure you'll have a blast.
awesome. I'm definitely going to be there. Thank you
Yes.
so much for this chat today, Taran. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. I had a
Awesome.
great time.
Yay.
Thank you.
One world, your station.